Greetings, Internet, and welcome back for another episode of Fun Size. And this time I actually remembered to put the logo there. Isn't that fun? So, for today's video, this is another one of those spur-of-the-moment purchases. Also, before I even continue with this, I just have to say I am sorry that I've missed the last couple of uploads of videos. And I was late on this last one. It's just... I've been... long story short, they're enabling us to do more overtime at work. We're getting a little extra for it, like we're getting an incentive for it. And we've been kind of strapped for cash around here, not just because I keep buying weird little junk foods and stuff to, eat for y'all to see and, review and such, but just, I'm not going to get too far into detail because I know most of you don't care. But I just wanted to let y'all know that that's the reason why I haven't really been uploading on time or just at all. Just because I haven't had the time to actually record the videos or edit them to be put onto the internet. I've got stuff that I want to review. It's just having the time to do it. I'm trying to manage my time a little more wisely, but just be forewarned that for the next month or two, like the rest of this month, possibly the duration of next month, my uploads are going to be a bit off. Not on purpose, but it's more than likely going to happen. I'm going to miss an upload here or there, and it's going to be off schedule. Regardless, I just want you all to know that I am sincerely sorry. I'm a bad YouTuber. I'm a bad YouTuber. But things will clear up. I will get everything straightened out, and the videos will continue to come, whether or not they are on the day they're supposed to be uploaded, or like with the last episode a day late, and several hours. Anyway, enough of that. Let's jump into the reason why y'all clicked on the video. In the description down below, you already saw what today's item of food is actually going to be, and I'm sure somewhere in the thumbnail it's been, shown and like shoved up in your face. So without further ado, I present to you another, we'll say, checkout line purchase. So initially, I didn't really even have anything. I wanted to get something, but nothing really appealed to me in like the cereal aisle, nothing in like the candy aisle. There were a couple of things, but nothing that like stood out as something to, make a video about. But then I get up by the cash register, and I see this particular candy on the little display on the little shelf near the register. Now, I've seen this at our local Walmart countless times over the last couple of months, and I've just been like on the fence. Should I, shouldn't I? Should I, shouldn't I? It's quirky enough that I could make a video on it, but it's and so this time I was just like, the heck with it. Let's just get this thing. I'll make the video on it. It's content for you, the people who want to watch me do things. So I present to you, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone else, configurations of being, and boys, girls, and all that nonsense, with the Frankfurt Candies Post Fruity Pebbles king-sized candy bar. This is a real thing. I kid you not. And if I'm not mistaken, there was also a Cocoa Pebbles bar like this. But by the time I got to, actually buying one of these, they only had the Fruity Pebbles ones left. So, for your viewing pleasure, we have Fred Flintstone of Hanna-Barbera fame. We have a nice bright red background. And we have a white chocolate candy bar. Let me see if I can center that. There we go. White chocolate candy bar with Fruity Pebbles mixed into it. At least that's what it looks like. For all I know, I could be wrong. It could be a different kind of chocolate altogether. Now, let's see. Oh, by the way, if it wasn't already obvious, and those of you who know what's coming, say it with me, not sponsored. That's right, we're not sponsored by Post, Frankfurt Candies, Hanna-Barbera, Warner Brothers, I only say Warner Brothers because they're credited on the back. I guess apparently they own the rights to the Flintstones. Anyway, if I didn't already say this, the best buy date for this, or the BBD as it's referred to on the back, is March of 2023. It doesn't give an exact date. It could be that this stuff is no longer edible on the first day of March that year. All I can say for certain is that that is an impressive shelf life for a candy bar. Okay, so for the calorie conscious, like myself, we're going to take a look at that right here in a minute, as soon as I peel back the part of the candy bar wrapper that's obscuring that. Okay, that's one packaging flaw that I see right off the bat. I don't know if this is the same for all of the candy bars, because I didn't actually pick up each individual bar and look, but it seems like they're intentionally hiding the caloric content behind that strip of red plastic. And as I peel it back, I can kind of understand why. As you can see right there, 140 calories per serving and 410 per container. So there are 3 servings per bar, and 1 serving is 1/3 of this bar. Now, before I get any farther, it's time to do the review of the packaging. So, those of you who may be familiar with actual Fruity Pebbles, as in the cereal, not this candy nonsense, the box itself is a bright red color, and it's got the Fruity Pebbles spelled out mostly in yellow with like the R-U-I and T in fruity spelled out in different colors, and they've actually done a good job in recreating that. And I kind of like how they've upgraded the design of Fred Flintstone and yet kept the original design at the same time. It's modern, but it's on model. Now, for the aesthetics, for it actually recreating the kind of vibe that the box of this cereal gives off, I'm going to go ahead and give this... let's give it a 6. Yeah, we'll give it a 6. Just because I like the presentation there. The red really draws your eye in on it, as well as all the colorful, fruity colors of all the pebbles, just like coming from Fred's hand. And I just realized with his hand up like that and the way the pebbles are arcing, it's like he went, ta-da! And he just kind of like, pew, tossed the pebbles onto the candy bar. Fred, the candy bar's already made. You can't add more Fruity Pebbles. It's not going to work. Fred. The chocolate is solid. Fred, stop it. Stop it. Fred, what are you doing? Oh God, there's too many Fruity Pebbles. Oh my God, that Fruity Lunch. Oh. I don't know what that was about, but I liked doing it. And this is another great way for Fred to keep Bonnie from getting his pebbles. I just wanted some of your dumb cereal, Fred. Anyway, so a 6 for the packaging, and just how well they captured the spirit of the box that the cereal would usually be in. It would be a higher score if it wasn't for the shenanigans of them trying to hide the caloric content and the nutritional facts underneath this. Now, let's see. Is there anything else I can talk about with the wrapper itself? It's nice, high-quality plastic, or so I would assume. One thing that I find really nice is the fact that the bar itself is not broken. See, I can go like this, and it doesn't just go like fluff up, fluff up, fluff up. But that will change very shortly. Alright, so now we're going to actually get into this thing. Now, the question I pose to myself is, do I want to try and save the candy wrapper? Or do I just want to tear into this thing and eat it? Because there is a way for me to get the candy out of this without completely destroying the visual appeal. The question becomes, do y'all actually want to watch me sit here and just meticulously pick at this until it starts to open and then just peel across this? And the short answer is, I'm sure y'all don't want to see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed this up. Editor, 2 times speed. Go! Stop. Okay. So I managed to open the end of it to the point where I can be able to just like push on this end and push the bar out. So without further ado, I already got kind of a whiff of it. I tried not to, but I got kind of a whiff when I was first opening it. But now for the sniff test. That smells really good. It legitimately smells like if you just poured yourself a bowl of Fruity Pebbles and you just poured the milk on, and you get that first citrus whiff that comes off of those, or similarly if you did the same thing with Fruit Loops. Because, you know, most of those fruity cereals basically smell the same, in my opinion. I could be wrong. You could smell your cereal differently. But regardless, it smells really good. It's almost got me drooling. Scratch that, it does have me drooling. Alright, so now to actually get the bar out of the packaging. Ooh. Okay, right off the bat, the bar does actually resemble the candy on the wrapper. Don't know how well y'all can see that on the wrapper, but it's got like these little grooves imprinted into the chocolate. And behold, the bar itself actually has those little grooves. Trying to show them up. There we go. Kind of like a barn door pattern. See what I'm talking about? And now, without further delay, we've talked about the wrapper. We've opened the wrapper. We did the sniff test. And I still think it smells really good. Oh, and here's what the candy bar looks like from the back, in case y'all were wondering. So, here we go. I'm hoping for a crunch bar kind of consistency. You know, like a kind of smooth, easy to bite through chocolate and then crunchy rice shenanigans inside. Oh, here we are. Oh, okay, before that though, I just realized that is actually a decently thick little candy bar. Okay, enough stalling, let's get nibbling. Okay. Alright, Fruity Pebbles candy bar, you've got my attention. And like I was hoping, it does kind of have that crunch that I was hoping for. Pardon me, I had a little itch on my mustache. But it's got that nice little crunch. It's nice and sweet. It tastes like they condensed down the milk at the bottom of a bowl of Fruity Pebbles. You know, when you get to the end and you drink the milk after you've eaten all the cereal. It's got that going for it. And I'm not really getting a hint of white chocolate, which is what you would think you would get because it's literally a white chocolate candy bar. I'm going to take another little bite and I'll be right with you in a moment. And it does have that crunch bar appeal. Although if you just saw my face scrunch up, a little bit of the chocolate that I didn't chew up thoroughly enough had a piece of the cereal sticking out of it, and it just like scraped down the back of my throat. That I didn't like so much, but that's on me. It's not the fault of the candy bar. I did not chew it properly enough. Okay, so before I continue to eat this thing, I'm going to set it here. Get myself a little bit of water. Okay. So, my verdict for the candy bar itself, it smells great. It tastes pretty dang good. One of the downsides, though, is because it's a candy bar based off of a cereal. It's really sweet. And because my teeth aren't the greatest, that hurts just a little bit. That's part of the reason why I needed the water. But beyond that, beyond the pain in my tooth right now, it is a really tasty candy bar. But here's the problem. It's a little too sweet, in my opinion. I mean, I'm all for sweet and sugary candies, but that's a couple notches too high. On that note, let me take a look here. Let's see. There's 17 grams of sugar or 50 grams of sugar. What? Oh, okay. It's 17 grams of sugar per serving, which, as a reminder, is 1/3 of this candy bar. I just don't, yeah, 1/3 of a bar. And for the whole bar, if I ate this whole thing in one go, that would be 50 grams of sugar. That's about how much sugar, if I'm not mistaken, is in a can of Mountain Dew. I'm definitely gonna go easy on this candy bar. I'm gonna just spread it out sparingly, because it's tasty, but I don't want to have like a sugar high and then a sugar crash. Oh, excuse me. I just had dinner not too long before this video, and of course just drinking all that water, you know, swallowing that air, and then bleh, it comes back up. It goes out either up or down. Y'all are lucky it came up. So, for the actual bar itself, unfortunately, as much as I want to like it, as stated previously, it's just a touch too sweet, for my opinion, which detracts from the overall score. We'll go like this. For recreating the smell of Fruity Pebbles, that is going to get a decent score. I don't know why I'm starting to itemize this. It should just be one score. Okay, so combining the smell, which gives it really high points, which really elevates it, we'll start from there. The smell alone, that would have given it a 7. The flavor, recreating that Fruity Pebbles cereal flavor, that would give it another, well, we'll combine the smell and the flavor. That would be a nice 7. It would be a 4 for the scent, a 3 for the flavor. But when it comes to how sweet it is, that's where you gotta knock a bunch of points off of. And this goes from a 7 bloop, 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 down to a 3. So, grand total for the packaging gets a 7. We'll give it a 6, just because I like the presentation there, I believe. And then for the candy bar itself, it gets a 3 for a grand Oxleymations fun size total of 10 points. Not great, not horrible. This one's just kind of mediocre. I'm sorry, Frankfurt Candies, but you did too good of a job on this. I really wanted to like the candy bar, but it's just too much for me. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, do I recommend this? Unfortunately, I'm going to have to say no. I don't recommend it. Because on one hand, well, here, I'll put it to you this way. If you're dying to try something new, if you're like a diehard fan of Fruity Pebbles, but you just don't have time in the morning to grab yourself a bowl of the cereal, I guess you could pick up one of these candy bars and have that instead. It might be a little more nutritional for you. That's an old joke, but it still applies here. But otherwise, I don't really see a reason to get this. I am certainly not going to be getting this again. If I find the Cocoa Pebbles ones again, and I'm able to pick one up, I'll try one of those. But this... no. So with that said, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, and all other configurations of being, if you like what you've seen here today, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that little bell icon to be notified of future uploads. Once you are subscribed, you'll be glad you did. Feel free to share my videos with your friends if you think they'll like them. If you're not sure, by all means try it anyway. You could be surprised. And don't forget, don't ever forget, that I appreciate each and every single one of you. Let me get my, there we go, fingers in the heart shape. And I am so grateful that you keep coming back and watching my content, even though I keep screwing up, like with my lack of uploads these last few days. It means the world to me. It truly does. So with that said, this is your old buddy Oxleymations saying, skip it, do not buy this candy bar. And cowabunga, and I'll see y'all in the next episode. Later.